Well, good afternoon, friends. Thank you for joining me. Ted here. Today we're in my office, amateur radio station, everything room, and welcome. What I'm looking at today is I wanted to give you a little update. Things have been busy here. Yeah, forest fires or fire bans, I believe, are still in effect. Not certain on that one, because I haven't been out where the signs are normally posted. 2 days ago we got just a shade over an inch of rain. That helped a great deal. Everything brightened up nice and green. And this morning we woke up, we had just over 3/4 of an inch measured rain. And I'm measuring those with a Kukura's rain station, rain, hail, and snow station. So I am a member there and report to there. Try to do that daily. We've been busy. That's the norm for you too, right? We still are in a stage of quarantine, lockdown, prison, don't know what you want to call it. Yeah, you know. Anyway, no getting out yet. So that's the way of it. I'm using my Canon EOS, and I'm going to say it's I'll put the number in the video as to what the actual model number is. The Fuji, I could not see what I was recording. I had to use my cell phone with Fuji software in order to start recording and stop recording. So you get an idea, of how that goes. This one, you can look up, look down, just like I did with the other one. Plus, it closes to protect the back, the viewing plate, I'll call it, and it turns so I can see it, and I appreciate that so much more. At least I have an idea of where I am in the image. Now, what I wanted to update you on today is my ancestry, my DNA. I've been working on that, and sorry about this itchy eye. That's one of those things. Okay, now on my 24-inch monitor, I've got it divided in half. I've got my Firefox, it better be, Firefox, showing Ancestry.ca, and my family tree, and I've got it, right now is positioned with myself and Rosemary and Sheila, my previous wife who passed away, and my children, and then it goes up to my parents, their parents, my great-grandparents, and on we go. Now I've also got active Family Tree Maker 2017, and it has some advantages for me in some of the things, and so I find normally I would have them overlapping a bit and just jump from one to the other, but this way I thought I'd do it just as I am now. It has the advantage that, okay, I've brought it in line with what I'm showing on the website. The website is active, which means I have a Wi-Fi to the computer. So it is actively, if I click on something, it updates right to the site. So what have I gained from my experiences so far? Well, first off, when I started with the DNA project, and I got the data last August, so it's 10 months ago or so, I was at around 1,700 people in my index on Family Tree Maker. I'm now at 3,340. So I've just pretty much doubled. What else has it done for me? Well, if the image that I hope I brought up shows, then it will show an indicator, what the indications I get when that person is doing good here, a DNA match for me, and that has been really an encouragement for me. Now, showing how the tree is branching outwards. shows where I've got those indicators that to me are the DNA indicators, and then there's others that are not indicating for one reason or another. In one case, there's a family member that does not have parents added, and that would be a case of not much I can do about that. But it's been working well. Like I say, my family tree is progressing. Right now, this part of the tree, let's see where we get to. Okay, yeah, this is where I've stopped. And I will pick which ones to show the difference. In this particular case, I'm trying to show a whole bunch. Well, okay. That, I think, is going to be it. Okay, so I wanted to show you how it's progressed and how the tree spreads out. Now, this is the Vidler surname branch. And I'm back to 1505 with John Vidler. And father and son, both John, right? Anyway, John, the senior of the two, 1505 he was born. His wife, Margaret, 1505, she was born. And I don't have a last name for her yet. So that's going to be interesting pursuing that. But that's part of it. And yes, there's actually another Margaret further down the lineage that don't have her last name either. And I took the hint from Krista Cowan on Ancestry in one of her sessions. She said that she uses the underline underscore 5 times. So it makes a solid line. So we know there's Margaret, no name. But other people do is they will use the surname of the husband. Well, that can be confusing in more than one way, because in actual fact, they both could have the same surname and be not closely related, so it would be acceptable. A second cousin or further back, that would be acceptable, where of course first cousins, no. And that's not acceptable, biblically speaking anyway. The scripture warns against that in the Old Testament. So anyway, it's been going well. Now, how far have I gotten? I don't know. My goal is in the 1500, and then when every branch of my 8 grandparents is filled back to there, then it's going to be time for me to move on. Is this a quick short-term project? No, it's not. This is one of those things, you make mistakes, and I've had once or twice a cousin, Ted, you made a mistake here. Here's where. I appreciate that. If you perchance are viewing this video and you are a ancestor in some way of mine, I'd love to hear from you. If you're an ancestor of my wife Sheila, who's passed away 5.5 years ago, I would love to hear from you, because I haven't done much in that branch of the family tree. Once or twice I visited it, but I'm not in contact regularly with any of the family members to update things. So great-great-grandchildren or whatever, you know what I mean? Sure, her aunts and uncles, one of her uncles phones every year on a particular anniversary date to touch base with me, and I'm so thankful for that. So, yeah, the Wise and the Mao family, if you happen to be in that family, by all means, make a comment to my video, and I'd be glad to hear from you. I'm going to be eventually, I would say within the next 3 to 6 months going to more intense work on Rosemary, my wife. And welcome back. Can you imagine what happened? All of a sudden, screen blank, and a little box said, change battery pack. So I did that. Glad I had a spare. Okay, so anyway, the family tree thing, it's going to be continuing on, and it's going to be an oncoming thing. If you're working on your family tree, I'd encourage you, keep on. Don't give up, and you'll get there. For me, it's like I say, and it's something, especially a cold, rainy, outdoor day. You don't want to go outdoors. You don't want to do much of anything. There you go. You have your excuse. You can do the family tree, and we'll see how it turns out. I don't know how I'm going to be able to process it and provide a printout, say. Many years ago, I did that with the Sheila's family. Goodness, that would have to be before we moved out here. So that's pre-2007, probably around 02, 03, something like that. I had done one and shared it with some of the family members, and there's got to be changes, I'm sure, that have popped up since then. I know there's been some that have passed away, and that's part of life. We accept that that's going to happen to each of us one day. But anyway, so the family tree, it's carrying on just fine. With that, I'm going to close with this, and we'll hopefully be able to get out in the outdoors within a few days, weather permitting now. And I still have not found a good place to go except for the park, and it's so noisy. If I go in the woodlot near here, all the highway traffic is only a couple hundred meters away. And those big rigs, I think they're supposed to be around 70,000 pounds or so when they're fully loaded. Hard tires, hot because they're on the highway and it's warm outside. They make an awful racket. So that's been a distraction. I'm still looking for a decent place to go where I can go out, set up my tarp, and do a little bit of relaxation and that kind of stuff, and visit with you. That we'll get working on real quick. In the meantime, you take care, and God bless. Be safe. By all means, take care of each other in this time that are rather trying on our patience. Some folks are suffering badly from it, from the stresses, the tensions, the loneliness. And if you can encourage somebody, I encourage you to do that. Give them a phone call. Tell them you're thinking of them. How are they doing? That would be a great thing as well. So, that's my thought for the day from Paradise Village. This is Ted signing off. I'm clear.